Ever heard of U.S. territories? Well, hello there. Let's talk about something quite interesting, shall we? The United States of America. It's a big place, no doubt about it. You probably know about its 50 states, from sunny California to chilly Alaska. But here's a little secret. The U.S. is even bigger than that. These places are called U.S. territories. They are scattered around the world, mostly as islands, soaking up the sun in warm seas. So let's get ready to explore these hidden gems, shall we? It promises to be quite an adventure. How did the United States end up with these far-flung bits of land? It wasn't like someone just found them under a sofa cushion. Each territory has a tale, a specific moment when its path crossed with America's. Most stories happened in the late 1800s and early 1900s. America was growing and looking beyond its shores. Some territories became part of the U.S. after wars. Puerto Rico and Guam became U.S. territories after the Spanish-American War in 1898. Spain lost the war, and these islands came under U.S. control. It was a huge change for the people living there. Imagine waking up one day and finding out your island has a new flag and a new governing country. Quite a turn of events, I'd say. Other territories joined the U.S. in different ways. The U.S. Virgin Islands were bought from Denmark in 1917. The U.S. was worried Germany might take these islands during World War I, so America paid Denmark $25 million in gold. That was a lot of money back then. The Danes had owned them for many years, and suddenly they were American. And then there's American Samoa, way out in the Pacific. The local Samoan chiefs decided they wanted a relationship with the United States. They signed treaties in the early 1900s. Let's zoom in on one of the most well-known U.S. territories, Puerto Rico. This beautiful island is in the Caribbean Sea, east of Florida. It's a place blessed with warm sunshine pretty much all year round. Think sandy beaches, palm trees swaying in the breeze, and turquoise waters. It's the kind of place many people dream of for a holiday. But Puerto Rico is much more than just a pretty postcard. It has a rich history and a very lively culture that makes it truly special. Puerto Rico became a U.S. territory after the Spanish-American War in 1898. Before that, it was a Spanish colony for over 400 years, so Spanish influence is everywhere. You can see it in the old buildings in San Juan, the capital city. You can hear it in the language, as most people speak Spanish, although many speak English too. This mix of Spanish heritage and American influence creates a unique blend, a flavor you won't find anywhere else. The culture in Puerto Rico is incredibly vibrant. Music is a huge part of life here. You'll hear salsa, reggaeton, and Bombay plena music almost everywhere. People love to dance and celebrate. And the food, oh, the food is delicious. Now let's travel way across the world to the Pacific Ocean. Here we find Guam, a fascinating island with a very special claim to fame. It's known as where America's day begins. Why? Because of its location. It's so far west that when the sun rises there, it's still the previous day in the mainland United States. So Guamanians are the first Americans to greet a new day. Imagine that. You could celebrate New Year's Eve there, then hop on a plane and celebrate it all over again in Hawaii or California. Quite a neat trick. Guam also became a U.S. territory after the Spanish-American War in 1898, just like Puerto Rico. Before Spanish colonization, which started in the 1600s, the island was home to the Chamorro people for thousands of years. The Chamorro culture is still very much alive and an important part of Guam's identity. You can see it in the language, the traditions, and the strong family ties. They have a deep respect for their ancestors and their heritage. The Chamorro people have unique traditions. For instance, they have ancient stone pillars called latte stones. These were used as foundations for their houses. You can still see some of these impressive structures around the island. Their language, also called Chamorro, is spoken alongside English. Section 5. The U.S. Virgin Islands, Caribbean Dreams. Let's head back to the Caribbean, shall we? Not too far from Puerto Rico, you'll find another group of American islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands. These aren't just one island, but a lovely collection. The main ones are St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix. Each has its own personality, its own charm. Imagine a necklace of green islands set in a sparkling blue sea. That's what they look like. They are truly a slice of paradise, attracting visitors from all over the world who come for the sun, sand, and sea. As we learned earlier, the U.S. bought these islands from Denmark in 1917. The Danes had named them the Danish West Indies. The U.S. was interested in them for their strategic location, especially with the Panama Canal nearby. So, for a handsome sum of gold, they became American. The street names and some architecture in towns like Charlotte Amalie on St. Thomas still have a Danish feel, which is a nice little reminder of their past. Life in the U.S. Virgin Islands is very much about the Caribbean lifestyle. It's relaxed, friendly, and full of vibrant colors. English is the main language, but you'll hear a local Creole dialect too, which is a musical mix of languages. Music is everywhere, from reggae to calypso and soca. Section 6, American Samoa, deep in the South Pacific. Now let's take a very long journey south, deep into the Pacific Ocean, below the equator. Here we find American Samoa. It's a group of islands and atolls which are ring-shaped coral reefs. This is the only U.S. territory in the southern hemisphere. So when it's winter in the mainland U.S., it's summer in American Samoa. It's a place of stunning natural beauty, with volcanic mountains covered in lush rainforests and surrounded by vibrant coral reefs. It's a world away from what many might picture as America. The way American Samoa became part of the U.S. family is quite unique. It wasn't through war or purchase. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, the traditional Samoan chiefs of the eastern islands, known as Tutuila and Manua, decided to cede their islands to the United States. They did this through treaties. They wanted protection and a stable relationship with a larger nation, while also preserving their own way of life. This shows a great deal of foresight and diplomacy on the part of the Samoan leaders. The culture here is deeply Polynesian. It's called Fa'a Samoa, which means the Samoan way. Section 7, the Northern Mariana Islands, Pacific Island neighbors. Let's stay in the Pacific for a bit longer and visit the Northern Mariana Islands. Officially, it's a commonwealth, which is a special kind of political relationship with the U.S. These islands are not too far from Guam. They are like neighbors in the vast Pacific Ocean. The main islands are Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. Like many Pacific islands, they boast beautiful beaches, clear blue waters perfect for snorkeling and diving, and a warm, tropical climate. It sounds like a rather pleasant place to be, doesn't it? The history of the Northern Mariana Islands is quite a journey. They were ruled by Spain, then Germany, then Japan. After World War II, they became part of the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands, administered by the United States on behalf of the United Nations. This was a special arrangement to help them develop and move towards self-government. In 1976, the people of the Northern Marianas voted to become a commonwealth in political union with the U.S. This officially began in 1986, and the people became U.S. citizens. The culture here is a fascinating mix. The indigenous people are the Chamorro, like in Guam, and also the Carolinians, who migrated from the Caroline Islands. Section 8. A big mix of cultures, people, food, and fun. So, as we've journeyed through these U.S. territories, one thing becomes crystal clear. They are incredibly diverse. Each one has its own unique flavor, its own special blend of history and traditions. It's like a giant, wonderful buffet with dishes from all over the world. You have the Spanish influence in Puerto Rico, the ancient Chamorro ways in Guam and the Northern Marianas, the Danish touch in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the deep Polynesian heart of American Samoa. It's a real tapestry of human experience, all under the American umbrella. Language is a great example of this diversity. While English is widely spoken and is an official language in all territories, it's often not the only one you'll hear. In Puerto Rico, Spanish is the primary language of daily life for most people. In Guam and the Northern Marianas, Chamorro is spoken, and in the latter, Carolinian too. In American Samoa, Samoan is the everyday language, and in the U.S. Virgin Islands you'll hear vibrant Creole dialects. This linguistic richness adds so much character to these places. It's a reminder that communication comes in many beautiful forms. And let's not forget the food. Oh, the glorious food. Each territory offers a delicious journey for your taste buds. Section 9. Why these territories are super important. So, after all this exploring, you might be thinking, these territories are interesting, sure, but why are they truly important to the United States? Well, they matter for a whole host of reasons. First and foremost, it's about the people. Millions of people call these territories home, and most of them, except for American Samoans who are U.S. nationals, are U.S. citizens. They are Americans, just like someone born in Texas or New York. They contribute to the nation in many ways, serving in the military, enriching the culture, and participating in the economy. Then, there's the strategic importance. Many of these islands are in very important locations around the globe. Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands, for example, are key U.S. military outposts in the Pacific Ocean. They help the U.S. maintain a presence in a vast and significant region of the world. The U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico are strategically located in the Caribbean, near important shipping lanes and the Panama Canal. These geographical advantages have historically been, and continue to be, very valuable to the United States. Beyond strategy and citizenship, these territories add incredible cultural richness to the United States. They bring diverse languages, traditions, music, food, and perspectives that make the American tapestry even more vibrant and complex. They remind us that American isn't just one thing, it's a multitude of experiences and heritages.